Is Rey a Solo?
Did Pablo mislead us?
With an answer?
Let's break this down in a new theory.
Reimagining Star Wars.
Oh, welcome.
And consider reimagining with us by subscribing and hitting the bell.
So a recent theory came out that Rey was Han Solo's daughter by someone other than Leia.
Han Solo will never do that.
You are absolutely right, and that is what Pablo Hidalgo basically stated, kind of. That doesn't fit with the timeline. Han and Leia were together up until about 5 years before The Force Awakens, when it all went to hell, and Rey is 19. Pablo Hidalgo via Twitter.
So does that mean Rey is for certain not Han Solo's daughter?
That's a good question.
Not necessarily. What it means is that Rey doesn't come from another relationship that Han may have had after he and Leia split.
So he still may have cheated?
I say no.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Han cheated. We know, according to Bloodline, that Han and Leia were still together 6 years prior to The Force Awakens. And Han had regularly been away from Leia, running a racing team, since she returned to politics.
Then how does this add evidence that Rey is a Solo?
Yeah, how?
Well, that part really doesn't. But in the novel, it is alluded to that there was a time when they stayed together, before she went back to politics. A time when Leia trained in the Force, and we know that Leia had told very few people about her true lineage, including Ben.
So what does that mean?
It means there was a time when the Solo family was happy, and that Leia and Han were together physically, and not pursuing their old occupations. It means that the mystery around Rey could be tied to the mystery in Han and Leia's relationship.
So this means Rey could have been their daughter when everything was going well.
Are you sure?
Well, yes. In fact, I'd say almost all the evidence in The Force Awakens points to Han being Rey's father.
What?
Why would they abandon Rey, and why doesn't Han recognize her?
I don't think they did, and maybe he kind of does recognize her, but it's more like Han gets a feeling about her, or maybe it's what he hoped for, but didn't know how to explain.
What make you say that?
Transferring auxiliary power to secondary tank.
I got it. This hyperdrive blows are gonna be pieces of us in 3 different systems. What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
Well, when clarifying a statement on Rey's parents in The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams stated this: "What I meant was that she doesn't discover them in Episode 7, not that they may not already be in her world." Daisy Ridley also thought that it was obvious who her parents were.
Well, couldn't Luke still be her father? I mean, the lightsaber flew to her. Didn't Luke say in the Force Awakens trailer, "My sister has it. You have that power too"?
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too.
Yes, he did. This definitely supports the claim that she is a Skywalker. And as much as we'd love to hate on Kathleen Kennedy, she did say the saga films focus on the Skywalker family.
Then what makes you say she's Han's daughter, not Luke's?
First, we have no evidence that Luke ever had a relationship, and we know the Jedi did not promote marriage due to the investment in personal attachment. We do know Han and Leia had a relationship, and had at least one child.
So what happened?
Yeah, how did Rey end up in Jakku?
The Force Awakens Visual Dictionary says Han went back to smuggling after a tragedy, and as stated before, the novel Bloodline alludes to this tragedy, but they never mention it. It's like they are still in denial.
Is this tragedy the it Han mentions in The Force Awakens?
I think so. Leia said they both returned to what they were good at after it happened. Leia makes clear that she sent Ben away because he was showing too many signs of Vader. Yet, she says this is when she lost them both.
Wasn't Rey called Kira in the concept art? She also had a dark vest like Han Solo's from A New Hope, right?
Yes, both are true. Also, in The Force Awakens, the Millennium Falcon is conveniently on Jakku, and Han Solo immediately finds the Falcon as soon as it leaves Jakku. And this is when the First Order is chasing them. I assume the TIE fighters have radios, right?
They did in A New Hope.
Look out!
Wasn't there a rumor about a girl and a boy first discovering the Force, where the boy kills the girl?
Yes, actually. Screen Rant reported just such a theory on June 17, 2016. The rumor said something like this. Luke and Yoda speak with Rey, explaining the origins of the Jedi Order and the Force itself. Luke takes Rey back into the past, where she sees two children, a boy and a girl, exploring a supposedly uncharted world with their parents. The young siblings encounter a tree, and the boy realizes his senses are heightened when he is around it. His sister notices that it also makes him very angry. After years of spending time by the tree and learning about the Force, an argument ensues between the two, and the boy kills the girl. He touches the tree, which transforms him and leaves the planet. Later, the girl is revealed to still be alive. She was also transformed by the tree and begins the First Jedi Order.
Is the story really about Rey and Kylo?
I think so. I think it's a misconception of early storyboards.
Is that the TV?
No. Here's the theory. Rey, also known as Kira, was the twin sister of Ben, and he killed her. This devastated Han and Leia, and they gave Ben to Luke in hopes of saving him. They didn't want to lose two children. Luke takes Ben, who is riddled with guilt and anger. Lor San Tekka, a traveled man and a scholar of the Force, gives Han hope. He tells him about a place where the Force might save her, a light side nexus, Jakku, also the site of Palpatine's observatory. Han gives Tekka the Falcon to take her to Jakku.
Wait, hold up.
So Han let Lor San Tekka take the Falcon?
Yes, it's the one ship Han can find anywhere at any time.
So Han and Lor San Tekka took Rey to Palpatine's lab on Jakku in hopes that she would be saved. So why would Han leave?
Rey Kira didn't return. Not in the way Han expected, or when Han expected. However, Tekka continued to believe, but when Rey Kira did return, he missed it, so he waited until he was too old to change anything. So when everything fell apart, and the First Order revealed itself, he did the last thing he could. He revealed Luke's location.
Okay, so we know how she got there, but what about her being left with Unkar Plutt?
Quiet, girl.
Well, the junk traders left her. It was the junk traders that found a new resurrected, reincarnated Rey Kira. At first, they exploited her abilities to find parts and fix things, and I'm sure other weird talents. However, as she grew, her abilities were uncanny, and it scared them. Afraid, they abandoned her to Unkar. They used the money to flee Jakku. Unkar exploited her as well, till she scared him enough that he let her go.
Oh, who said I'd be back, sweetheart?
You have a good memory, buddy. Yeah, the I'll be back, sweetheart is from the novel. That's what I believe Han says to Kira/Rey. It's not that someone else couldn't have said sweetheart. It's just that Han is the only one we've ever heard say sweetheart. So he says this before Ben kills her, meaning that he leaves and he's not watching them, and he tells her he'll be back. He left to do something, and Ben and Rey are together. Something happens where Ben accidentally kills Rey. Then Ben blames himself. And then Ben blames his father for leaving. Ben feels that if Han had been around, he would have never accidentally killed his sister.
So Kylo knows who she is?
Not really. She's the girl from his visions, so he has more of a feeling about her than an idea of actually who she is.
So does this mean Rey was trained?
Well, yes. Both she and Ben were being trained along with Leia by Luke. However, she's not trained as much as Ben or Kylo is. But they are twins, and even if Rey is now in another body, possibly a body meant for Palpatine, she still has a connection with her twin brother. So when Kylo probes her mind, she is connected to him as his twin sister. So the places he goes in her mind is where she is trained, and they are unlocked, and she understands in a way only a twin could understand.
Let's get this straight.
Rey is Han and Leia's daughter, and she's the resurrected sister of Kylo Ren, right?
Yes, as Anakin was born of a virgin birth through Palpatine and the Force, so too Rey is resurrected, reincarnated through the Force, and also through Palpatine.
If you like that theory, and you want more, explore the origins of the Skywalkers by clicking the end screen. And don't forget to
Subscribe.